So how can you get the passing game going when your quarterback is banged up and can't take practice reps to get himself back on track, or not back on track, but all the way on track?
When you're referring to getting going, you're meaning what?
Just playing with, again, maybe it's last year's an unfair comparison, but I mean, he was unbelievable last year, and the offense led the league in scoring, and this year he's kind of middle of the pack in some numbers. The offense is scoring like 10 points less. It's just not quite as efficient as last year.
Yeah, maybe the word is more, flashy. But I thought last week we played the game plan exactly the way we wanted to. I thought we were in some situations where we had a lot of long fields to go, and we did a really good job of every time moving the field position, and then. We weren't as efficient when we got down, inside the red zone. But I thought we really did a really nice job of moving the football. I thought we had positive gains, and for a guy who didn't, who was out of the building for an extended period of time, I thought he played a pretty solid game. Obviously want to get that throwaway instead of having to pick in the red zone. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty clean game. So, I don't think there's any feeling of we need to get something going. And as far as how into it he is, it's been great this week having him back in the building, and he's out there, helping, getting us through the practice and stuff, and seeing everything, communicating, having those conversations with the receivers that we need to have during the week, which is, definitely much better than last week.
What are you missing not having him on the practice field? And it seems like it's significant. I mean, you practice for a reason, right?
Yeah,
so
no.
How significant is it to not have him out there?
I mean, it's not super significant. Because of all the reps that we've already had in, and the training we all have in, and the communication that we have. I mean, like I said, he's out there, so he's having, as soon as plays are over, I mean, he's having the same communication that he would as if he was throwing that ball, or the reaction of a receiver that, making a decision based upon the look that's presented. They're having those same conversations, which is, ultimately the most important thing for us to be effective. I think those conversations are happening. We're all on the same page, so that part of it. I mean, I can remember in 2014 when he hurt his calf. I mean, I don't think he practiced like ever. So, and he still was able to go out and play really well each week. So,
we saw obviously the 63 plays that Jordan got in Kansas City. But what over the last, I don't know, of course, the last couple of months, what has he done in practice that where you just said, wow, okay, this is something that, that obviously we wouldn't see? Is there a moment, a play, a series, anything that?
I think, it happened even today. We're practicing, some pressure pickups, and he did a great job. He got everything in line the way it's supposed to be, and then, made a read that was specific to a specific coverage that isn't easy to see with what the Vikings do. But he picked up the tip, he saw the coverage, and he made the play. So things like that are fun to see him executing each and every day. And like you said, Aaron's not practicing. That gives him opportunities to continue to grow. So that part of it is all good. I think, once you get that taste of preparing as a starter for a week, I think that part of it, I think, helps in the sense of, oh, that's the way I'm really supposed to prepare. I think all that is really good because you can definitely see a different level of maybe diving into some details maybe that he didn't do before. That you just naturally want to do when it's your turn. So all of that's positive stuff.
So that was like a 50-yard touchdown to Devontae Adams or something?
Yeah, exactly right. You hit it on the head.
In some way, is Jordan like a scout team quarterback in that you want him to replicate what Aaron would do, against that particular defense because that's what you're preparing for? Or do you just let him read it the way?
Yeah, definitely let him read it out the way he sees it. But they should be in line, 98% of the stuff that they do. I would say some of the adjustments maybe that Aaron has the ability to make, those are a little bit different. But I think we can get those other ways or create those opportunities other ways. So if we know Jordan's taking the rep, we maybe don't have as many of those opportunities to do stuff like that. So, but as far as most of what we do, they should be performing the task pretty similarly.
Hey, Luke, those of us that have known you since you're a quality control coach, which is a bunch of us here, understand how dedicated you are to your job. So I'm not asking this in a disrespectful way, I swear. But your name has come up now a couple times with Akron. You played there. I guess, where do you kind of view your career where do you want to go? You have coached in college. What are you kind of thinking in terms of, while still focusing on the job at hand and not taking anything away from the job you do, what are you kind of thinking career-wise when that stuff comes up?
No, I obviously have dreams, aspirations to, be a coordinator in this league or be a head coach eventually. But as far as like how that stuff plans out or where you go, I guess I was, just figured out early in this business that if you spend a lot of time trying to figure out exactly where you want to be, you're going to kind of either miss an opportunity or not be prepared for an opportunity. So like you said, I try to kick butt at what I'm doing right now. I try to let that speak for what it is. As far as opportunities like that, I'm always flattered, especially a place like that. It's alma mater, so it hits different, right? But no, I don't know what's next. But I do have aspirations to be a head coach and an offense coordinator in this league. So we'll just let whatever happens next happen.